All right, let's discuss this 2019 paper. Before I start the discussion, the paper was exactly with respect to NCERT, the index questions, the exercise questions, and the lines picked up from NCERT. Paper was not at all tough, very easy, numericals also very direct. Let's start here. The first one there, that's the 46th one. Under isothermal conditions means temperature remains constant. Gas expands from zero point 0.1 liter to 0.25 liters against a constant external pressure. Whenever the external pressure remains constant, we know the formula, W is minus P delta V. The external pressure is of 2 bar. 1 bar is 1 atmosphere. So the work done will be bar liters, and they have given 1 bar liter is 100 joules. It's a direct substitution formula. Look at that. Isothermal process, so temperature constant, W is minus P delta V, which is minus 2 pressure. That's minus 2 bar. Change in volume, 0.25 minus 0.1. So work done is minus 0.3 liter bar. 1 liter bar is given as 100 joules. So work done is over there straight away. If I have to do, that will be minus 30 joules over there. Clear? The 46th one, that answer is A. Then the next one, compound is formed by cation C and anion A. The anions form the hexagonal close pack structure. Now for HCP lattice, if you remember, what is the arrangement? Hexagon 6 up and 6 down. So it's 12 into 1 by 6 plus the two center of the hexagons is shared between two unit cells. So it is 12 into 1 by 6 plus half into 2 plus 3. There are 3 atoms which are common to only one unit cell. So number of atoms in a HCP closed lattice is going to be nothing but 6. 12 into 1 by 6 plus half into 2 plus 3. And it says the cations occupy 75% of the octahedral voids over there. Number of octahedral voids is equal to n. So for HCP, n is equal to 6, and it occupies 75%. 75% of 6 is 4.5. So that's it. It's a direct calculation there. So 47th one, if you're calculating over there, the 47th one comes as C. Look here, please. Look at that. Anions occupy the HCP lattice. So as I said, the hexagon part, 12 into 1 by 6 plus 3 plus half into 2. Octahedral voids is n. So the ratio wise, if I say 75% of the octahedral voids are occupied by the cation C, that is 4.5. So the ratio is basically 4.5 can be written as 18 by 4. So 18 by 4 is to 6. So that ratio is C3A4. So 47 is C. Then 48 one, P of H of a saturated solution of calcium hydroxide is 9. Calcium hydroxide is a diacidic base. So if the P of H is 9, P of OH will be 14 minus 9. That's going to be 5. So the OH ion concentration is 10 raised to minus 5. So there is 1 calcium and 2 OH ions. Now OH ions, basically if you look at the formula for solubility product, because they have asked KSP. KSP is S into 2S the whole square. Now 2S the whole square we know, that is OH ions raised to 2. What about calcium? It will be half of 10 raised to minus 5. So it's 10 raised to minus 5 divided by 2 over there, because the concentration of OH ions is basically for 2, and here we have it only for calcium ions is 1. So we divide by 2. So the 48 one, when you are calculating over there, that 48 one will go as A over there. I'll just show you how it is. See here. Look at that. P of H is 9, so P of OH is 5. OH ions is 10 raised to minus 5. Calcium ions is 10 raised to minus 5 divided by 2, because 1 calcium is to 2 OH ions. And then calcium ion is S, OH ions is 2S the whole square. So that part over there comes when you do it. That's 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 15. Then 49th one, number of moles of, this is a direct question of mole concept, just Gay-Lussac's law. Moles of hydrogen required to produce 20 moles of ammonia through Haber's process. Haber's process we all know over there. So for this 49th one, here if you check over there, the answer will come as C. How 30? The ratio of Haber's process, look at that. It's 1:3:2. Now for 20 moles of ammonia to be formed, hydrogen has to be 30 moles, because as per Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume. All right, so it's a direct one. Then 50th one, For an ideal solution, the correct option is ideal solution is on mixing the solute and the solvent. There is no change in enthalpy. There is no change in volume. So there is only one option over there. That's going to be C there. Okay, on mixing at constant temperature and pressure, there is no change in its enthalpy. So 50 of this C. That's the part. All right. Then 51. For a cell involving one electron, E naught is given. They want the equilibrium constant for the cell reaction. Now 51, we know the formula. E naught of the cell is nothing but 2.303 RT by NF log of K to the base 10. So this, if you calculate, because they have given E naught, they have given the, what I can call, we have the E naught of the cell, we just find the K value. And this directly will come over there as nothing but C there. That is 10 raised to minus 10. Look at this part. It's a direct calculation. In fact, there is no calculation only. Look at that. E naught of the cell is given. N is 1 because it's a single electron. So log K on one side. So that's E naught cell upon 2.303 RT by NF. N is 1. So it's 0.59 upon 0.59. That's 10. Log goes on the other side. That becomes anti-log of 10, which is 10 raised to minus 10. So 51 is C. Then 52, among the following, which is not a greenhouse gas. Now the greenhouse gas, which is not there, is nothing but sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide and NO2 are basically nothing but the gases responsible for acid rain. Whereas nitrous oxide, methane, ozone, the chlorofluorocarbon compounds, those are all the greenhouse gases. So 52 is D, not a greenhouse gas. So please look at that. SO2, NO2 are contributors to acid rain, whereas N2O, nitrous oxide, methane, ozone, water vapor, and the CFCs, chlorofluorocarbon compounds, are the greenhouse gases. Then 53, number of sigma and pi bonds in pent3-ene-1-ine, just the normal structure. Now this, if you do it normally over there, that answer is A, which is nothing but 10 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds. So look at that. 53rd one, pent3-ene-1-ine. So just count the sigma, what I've written with the blue over there, 1H. Then you can have one more. I can just put it up this way. Single bond over there, that's 1 sigma. Again a sigma, again a sigma, then an H and a sigma again. So there are basically 10 sigma bonds and 1 pi bonds. So 53 is A. Then, which of the following diatomic molecules has only pi bonds according to MOT? There's only one compound. Oxygen is paramagnetic. This is clear. O2 has 1 sigma and 1 pi. Nitrogen is basically a triple bond, so 1 sigma and 2 pi. Be2 molecule, if you remember, does not exist. So it's only one option left, that is C2. And if you write the configuration, look at that. 54th one, according to MOT. Then that goes like this. C2 is sigma 1s2, sigma asterisk 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma asterisk 2s2, pi 2p x2 is equal to pi 2p y2. So we have the double bonds over there. That's basically both are pi bonds in the pi molecular orbitals. 54 is C. Then next one, in 55, which of the following reactions are disproportionation reaction? Disproportionation is simultaneous oxidation and reduction of the same species. So that, if you observe there, so in the 55th one, that's only nothing but option A, because here it is +1 becoming +2 and 0, and MnO4 2 minus, when I'm doing over here, that's +6, that becomes +7 and +4. Rest of them, it is not the same species. But in the third one, if you observe, Mn is +7, becoming over here nothing but +6 and +4. So it's getting reduced in both the cases. So third one is out. And in the last one, this one Mn is in +7, other one is +2, making us over there nothing but +4. So there's only 2 with this proportionation. So 55 is A. I've shown all the 4 along with their oxidation states, so you get an idea to it. Okay, so 55 is A. Then 56th one, among the following, the narrow spectrum antibiotic is. This is from the everyday life chapter. It's a line there. It's only penicillin G, which is narrow spectrum. Otherwise, ampicillin, amoxicillin, they are synthetic, transformations or synthetic derivatives of penicillin. and ampicillin, amoxicillin, and chloramphenicol all are nothing but broad spectrum antibiotics. So 56 is A. See that part. Penicillin G, narrow spectrum. Ampicillin, amoxicillin are synthetic modifications of penicillin. Remember that? And all are broad spectrum there. Then 57th one, aqueous, the correct order of the basic strength of methyl substituted amine in aqueous medium. This is an exception, if you remember, okay? What is that exception? In the aqueous medium over there, if you observe, this answer will be A, because with respect to the methyl group, I'm just writing here, with respect to methyl group, the order is 2 degree greater than 1 degree greater than 3 degree. For ethyl and higher groups, the order is 2 degree, then 3 degree, then 1 degree, and then ammonia. And if it is the gaseous state, 3 degree is more basic, then 2 degree, then 1 degree, then ammonia. So be very important in reading the part. Methyl is an exception where it's 213, otherwise it is 231 ammonia. So 57th one, if you observe, look at that. For methyl substitute is an exception, so it's 213 ammonia. For ethyl and higher ones, the order is 231 ammonia. For aqueous, gaseous state 321 ammonia. So 57 is A. Then comes the 58 one. If you observe over there, 58 is nothing but which will lead to the formation of a negatively charged colloidal solution. So you want AgI I minus, meaning the Ki solution should be in excess. That is possible out of all if you do the millimoles only in one option, B Bombay. Here 50 into 1, so this is 5, 50 into 0.5 over there. So that's going to be nothing but 2.5. So, but obviously it is less over there. So that's out. Here 50 into 1, that's 5. 50 into 2, that's going to be over there nothing but, sorry, 50 into 1, no? So this is 50 millimoles only. And that's 50 into 0.25. So that's going to be over there nothing but 25 millimoles. So in the first case, Ki is less. Second case, 50 into 1. So that's 50. 50 into 2. So that's going to be 100. So it's going to be in excess. So, but obvious, you know, after AgI is formed, there are excess iodide. So the colloidal solution will absorb the iodide ion. That's why we'll have a negatively charged colloid. Okay. So 58 is B there. Then 59. Sorry. Conjugate base for Bronsted acid, water, and HF. Bronsted base formed after donation of a proton. So water, after it gives water H plus, it's going to be OH minus. And after giving H plus, here it will be F minus. So you need OH minus and F minus there. So 59, that answer is C. And about conjugate acid base, we know if the acid is strong, its conjugate base is weak and vice versa. So 59 is C. This I've explained the 58 one also, how it comes, where iodide is in excess. 59, that is OH ions and F minus. 60 was a throwaway question. Which of the following will make basic buffer? What is a basic buffer? Weak base and a salt of its strong acid. Or weak base, is this clear? We see a base and its conjugate acid over there. So now if you look, NaOH is strong, acetic acid is weak. So this would be neutralization. So this is out over there. In fact, A is going to form an acidic buffer. Acetic acid partially ionized with NaOH will give sodium acetate. So weak acid and a salt of its strong base. Same way will be B, acetic acid and NaOH. Here it's HCl and NaOH over there. So strong acid with strong base is out. So there's only one option left. That's nothing but option C over there. But how it is? HCl and NH4OH. NH4OH is a weak base, ionized partially. What it ionizes will combine with HCl to form its salt, NH4Cl. So NH4OH and NH4Cl, weak base and a salt of a strong acid. All right. So that's going to be a basic buffer. So it's basically a weak base and its conjugate acid. Then 61, which of the following is most difficult to protonate over there? Now this question, if you have to see, what is the concept of protonate? How fast lone pair can be donated? In water, oxygen can donate. Here, methyl will show plus I, so it will repel, it can donate. In fact, C will donate the fastest because both methyl groups will show plus I, so they will repel. So electron density on oxygen atom will increase. So most difficult has to be D Delhi. Why? Phenyl group that shows minus I effect. So if it pulls electrons, it's difficult for oxygen to donate the lone pair. And why phenyl shows minus I? Phenyl is C6H5 because of the sp2 hybrid character of carbon atom of the benzene rings. So 61 is D. 60C, 60C over there. That's how it formed. So you have a weak base and you have a partially neutralized NH4Cl. Then next one, 61, protonation difficult because the phenyl group shows minus I. Okay. Then next one we have, that's going to be 62. The most suitable reagent for the conversion. What is happening? Butene is becoming cis-butene. That's the word to catch. So for 62, if you observe, that answer will be B, Bombay. Butene, you add hydrogen in presence of palladium on activated charcoal poisoned with quinoline. What was the name? Yes, Lindlar's catalyst. It will give cis. And if you use option A, sodium in liquid ammonia, then that's going to give you trans-butene, which you also call as Birch reduction. Okay, so 62 is B, Bombay. This is the word to catch, cis. So look at that, butene. If you use sodium and liquid ammonia, it gives trans. That's Birch reduction. Okay. Then next one, this is again a line. What we have in the P block part in the properties, which of the following species is not stable, means it is not formed at all. Answer is D there. SiF6 2 minus, GeCl6 2 minus, and SnOH6 2 minus. These are formed by sp3d2 hybridization. All right, because silicon has vacant 3d orbital, silicon, germanium, as well as tin all have vacant d orbitals. Then what is the problem with D? In SiCl6, what is happening? Si is all in silicon. Silicon is in +4 oxidation state, so size is small. Cl size is bigger. So because of bigger size, is this clear? We will say it's not possible to accommodate the chloride. And second, you know, the electrons which are present, they also will not have attraction amongst themselves. There'll be more of repulsion there. So 63 is D. It's a good question. It's a line basically where A, B, C can be formed by sp3d2 hybridization. All have coordination number of 6. So 63, if you observe, look at that. They are formed by sp3d2. Now this cannot be formed because the 6 chloride cannot be accommodated with SiO4 due to its size. And secondly, the interaction between the lone pair, each halide will have 3 lone pairs, and the electrons of silicon is not strong. Their attraction is not stronger. In fact, there is more repulsion there. Okay. 64th one, which of the following is an amphoteric compound? But obvious answer is D. Beryllium hydroxide and beryllium oxide, both show amphoteric nature. They react with acids as well as bases to give salt and water. 64 is D. Yeah. Okay. 65th one now. The structure of the intermediate A which is formed. Now this compound, if anybody remembers, it is cumene. Cumene on area oxidation in presence of cobalt naphthenate at a temperature of 423 Kelvin, it forms a cumene hydroperoxide, which on hydrolysis gives you phenol plus acetone. Now here cumene hydroperoxide, if you see the structure, then for the 65th one, that answer is B, Bombay over there. What is the logic? The OO is the peroxide bond, OOH is hydroperoxide. That's the part. So that's cumene hydroperoxide. Look at that. Hydroperoxide group, OOH. Then 66th one, the manganate and permanganate. Now here, if you don't know also, you can't go wrong. See how easy the question is. Pi bonding, it's tetrahedral, it's sp3, p orbitals of oxygen and d orbitals of manganese. It's possible, yes, because oxygen doesn't have d. So p orbitals of oxygen will form and d orbitals of manganese. Look at the other option. There is no pi bonding. That's false. There is. Pi bond involves p of oxygen and p of manganese. So this is false. This is also false. And the last one, pi bonding involves d orbital of oxygen. Oxygen is in the second orbit. So second shell. So it's out. So this is also false. Only one option makes sense. 66 is A. When you're not sure, just read the remaining options. Many a times, you get the answers the way the question is being framed. Look at that. Magnate and permanganate. Magnate is green and permanganate is purple over there. So in that case, the colors which are being over there, I'll just write down the colors. This part is purple. Clear? Okay. 67th one. For the second period elements, elements of the second row, the correct order of increasing order, lower to higher of the first IE. Okay. Now for the 67th one, here if you observe, answer has to be B. Why? Boron has to be less than beryllium because beryllium has completely filled orbitals, 2s2. And first IE of nitrogen has to be more than oxygen, half filled p orbital, 2p3. 67 is B, stability rule. Yes. Okay. What was the stability rule? Half filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable than incompletely filled orbitals. Look at that 68 one. Rate constant of first order reaction is K. Time required for completion of 99% reaction is given by. Now this is very direct over there. This answer is C. 99% reaction is completed. So remaining is 1. So you basically T is equal to 2.303 by K log of 100 upon 1. Log 100 we know is 2. So that's away 2.303 into 2, 4.606 by K. No calculation only. You can do it orally. Very direct one. Okay. Then 69th one, identify the incorrect statement regarding PCl5. 3 equatorial bond. PCl5 is nothing but trigonal bipyramidal. 3 equatorial bonds make an angle of 120 degrees with each other. Yes, this part is correct. That's true over there. The 2 PCl bonds make an angle of 180 degrees with each other. This is also true. They're at an angle of 90, axial up and down. So the angle, if they will make an angle of 180 with each other. That is true. We generally think 90, but 90 is with the P and Cl. With each other, it is 180. Axial bonds are longer than the equatorial bonds. True. That's why PCl5 is more reactive, because if they come closer, they will experience repulsion from the 3 chloride on the equatorial positions over there. That's why the axial bonds are longer as compared to equatorial. PCl5 is non-reactive. I right now said so because of C only PCl5 is more reactive. So last one is false. Okay. So 69 is D, Delhi. Trigonal bipyramidal. It's reactive because of the vacant orbitals and the axial bonds are longer. So these are the axial bonds which are longer. The angle they make, the PCl, that is 90 degree over there. But if you take this straight angle, that is a CL, P and P over there, then with each other it is 180 degrees. So 69 is D. Then 70th one, you're given the orbitals 4D, 5P, 5F and 6P. Arrange in the order of decreasing energy level, decreasing higher to lower. Now energy level N plus L, Bohr-Bury's rule over there. So 70th, if you check over there, is this clear? It's going to be 5F, 6P, then 4P, 5P and 4D. So 70th is A. So look at that. Bohr-Bury's rule, if you calculate, then higher the number, then more the energy. And both are with, if you have two orbitals with the same number, and the lower one, is this clear, is the one which will be of over there. So they want decreasing energy, higher to lower there. So the lower one, so that's why 4D is last there. So 70 is A. Then comes next one. 71, the biodegradable polymer over here. Now this, if you observe, this part is nothing but what we have as over here, nylon 2, nylon 6. Biodegradable, we have PHBV as well as nylon 2, nylon 6. Two examples we have. Okay, remember that. So 71, that's P Bombay there. Okay, then 72, they have taken exactly, look at that. They have the shapes are there. This is in P block, group 18. They have all the structures over there. So this 72, if you check over there, and that answer is nothing but B Bombay. Like for example, the first one, XEF4 over there, that square planar is clear. So I've drawn all the structures. Have a look at it. You will get an idea. XEF4 square planar, XeF6, that's distorted octahedral. XeO4, that's square pyramidal. And last one we have, that's nothing but XeO3, that's a pyramidal shape. All right, so 72 is B. 73, correct thermal stability order of H2E. This is nothing but, if you observe, this is C over there. As one goes down the group, is this clear? We say thermal stability will decrease. So 73 is C there. Yes. Okay. Then 74th, if you see the question, I hope people would have understood. This was in redox reaction, what they have given. That is fractional oxidation state. Examples, tribromo octa oxide over there. And that compound is nothing but A over there. Where these Br, if you observe, this oxidation state is +6. This side Br is also +6. And this Br in between is in +4. Common bonds are not taken. Okay. And each oxygen is in -2. So 74, that's A. Look at that. And if the question comes average, then it is 16/3. That is 6. That is over here nothing but 12 plus 4, 16/3, because 3 bromine atoms. So it can't be, which means you have to find for individual like this. Clear? That's 74. 75. Alkene on reaction with ozone, that's ozonolysis, gave propanone and ethanol. So very quick, propanone, so 3 carbon atoms, put a double bond, ethanol, that's your compound. In equimolar ratio, addition of HCl. Now if you add HCl to this, addition will be according to Markovnikov's rule. Negative part will go to the carbon atom having least number. So but obvious Cl will come here and the H will go over there. That's it. So for this 75, if you observe that compound where you can have both, that's nothing but C. Clear? It's a direct convert what is asked. Look at this. 2-methyl-butyene, that's the compound what you have. So that on ozonolysis is going to give you nothing but acetone plus acetone over there, plus it's going to give you propanone plus ethanol over there, which with HCl, it's Markovnikov addition. With this, C is going to be the major product. According to Markovnikov's rule. Okay. Okay. So 75 is C. Then enzyme that utilizes ATP in phosphate transfer, alkaline earth metal, that's nothing but magnesium over there. Okay. That's again a line what we have. S block elements, that is the biological importance, what we have of alkaline earth metals. 76 is B. Okay. Then 77 is again a fact, malachite, that's copper carbonate dot copper hydroxide over there. So 77, that's going to be D Delhi. Then 78, look at that, how easy question they have asked from structure of an atom. Which of the following series in the transition in the spectrum falls in the visible region? Now visible region is nothing but Balmer. Okay, because if you remember over there, Lyman is in the UV region, ultraviolet. Paschen, bracket, P-fund, all are infrared. These are all IR. Okay, so 78 is B. Okay, so look at that. Visible is Balmer, Lyman is UV, Paschen, bracket, P-fund, and Humphrey, all are infrared. Now this was a very good question. Next one, 79th one. Maximum boiling point, boiling azeotrope. What are isotopes? Colligative properties, the one which form constant boiling mixtures. So this is basically negative deviation when solute and solvent interactions over there. Is this clear? So for whenever there's a negative deviation, positive deviation means what? Solute solvent interaction is more. Negative means solute and solvent interaction is less. So the boiling point is more. That example, that temperature is around 393.5 Kelvin. That's nothing but water and nitric acid. This is there in the colligative, one line is being given there. 79 is A. Look at that. 68% nitric acid and 32% water by mass, matlab weight by weight, has a high boiling of 393.5, which is negative deviation. Negative deviation means Solute-solute and solvent-solvent interaction are stronger than solute-solvent interaction. So that's why the boiling point is more with respect to both solutes and solvents. So 79 is A. Then comes 80th one. They have given the cell over there. Now, if you observe this part in the cell there, they have given the E naught value. They want the standard Gibbs energy change. Standard delta G naught is minus NF E naught of the cell. Now we have most important part is N. Each iodide to become iodine, that's oxidation, will be losing one, but to make I2, 2 electrons. That's why the ferric is also balanced 2 times. So your N factor is 2. That is all. So N is 2, F is 96,500 coulombs, and E naught is given to you. That's 0.24. That's it. The question is very direct. No calculation at all over there. That answer is A there. 80th. Here the problem is only people trying to miss out. See, I've given the reaction so you get an idea. Iodide to iodine is 1, but single I does not exist. That's why I2. Okay, because it will basically form a diatomic molecule. All right, that's why I've written it that way. Because this is the primary reaction, the first one. Secondary reaction is the 2 iodine atoms will combine to form molecular iodine. That's why 2. That's it. So 80th is A over there. Okay. And delta G naught is negative. So the cell reaction is spontaneous. Then 81, which of the following case is entropy is negative? Entropy negative, randomness decreases. Looking at it only. Evaporation of water, liquid to gas, randomness increases. Expansion of gas, gas expands, randomness increases. Sublimation of solid to gas, randomness increases. Answer is D, because 2 atoms are becoming 1. So randomness decreases. Then 82 we have, look at that carefully. Now your pure nitrogen that's prepared by sodium azide and barium azide over there. So the first one is 4 over there, that is A over here. So that part, if you observe, that's only in one option, B Delhi. What is the sodium azide and barium azide? That's basically in the ABS bags we have in the cars. All right. These bags, whenever there's a collision, they basically contain sodium azide and barium azide. There are sensors which will ignite the sodium azide and barium azide, which will liberate nitrogen gas. This nitrogen gas will inflate in the airbags over there. So whenever there's a collision, it will prevent you from having any type of damage to your body over there. That is the one. So look at this. I've given these reactions. Look at this. 82. Pure nitrogen, I've given both the reactions. Sodium azide, barium azide giving nitrogen used to inflate the airbags. That's for safety device. Haber's process, we know ammonia. Contact process is H2SO4, and Deacon's process also we know. That's preparation of chlorine with copper chloride. HCl and oxygen in presence of copper chloride gives us chlorine gas. So 82 is D. Then 83, which of the following is incorrect statement over there? Now PbF4 is a covalent compound. That part is wrong. It is an ionic compound because down the group metallic character increases. SiCl4 is easily hydrolyzed. Yes, because silicon has vacant 3d orbitals over there. So that's true. GX4 is more stable than GX2. Yes, because down the group inert pair effect is there. So germanium more stability is in +4. So this is also true. In fact, lead will show more in +4. In +2. That is inert pair effect. And SnF4 is ionic. That is also true there. So 83, if you observe, look at that. Now this is important. PbF4, PbCl4 are ionic. As one goes down the group, metallic character increases. Now something important for understanding. PbBr4 and PbI4 are not formed. They do not exist. Please make a note of it. The reason is both ionic compounds, so the bromide and iodide, generally they get oxidized to bromine and iodine, and Pb4 plus is reduced to Pb2 plus. So then in that case, Pb cannot stay in +4 state. So that's why its existence is only with PbF4 and PbCl4. Make a note. This could be asked in the exam. All right. Then 84th one, the non-essential amino acid. Now the non-essential amino acid, when we are talking, non-essential was the one which is synthesized in the body over there. That's nothing but alanine. Otherwise, valine, leucine, and lysine, these are the essential ones which we need in a regular diet. So 84 is C there. All right. Then comes 85. Look at that. Such an easy question from states of matter. A gas at 350 Kelvin and 15 bar has molar volume 20% smaller than the ideal gas. The correct option for Z is the compressibility factor, that we have it as volume of a real gas upon volume of an ideal gas. Now, if the molar volume is smaller, matlab the real gas has a lesser volume than the ideal gas, matlab Z definitely will be less than 1. And if Z is less than 1, why it will have less volume? Because there is attraction between the gas molecules. But obviously only one option makes sense. 85 is C over there. Okay, the gas is more compressible. Okay, so look at that. Volume of real upon ideal is Z over there. Z is less than 1. Gas is more compressible, so attractive forces are dominant. Then 86th, the reaction that proceeds through electrophilic substitution. Now see, this is so easy. First one, I hope everybody knows, it's diazotization. Benzene plus chlorine giving me chlorobenzene. Yes, that's your answer. So 86, if you observe, answer will be B. This is electrophilic substitution where AlCl3 is the Lewis acid catalyst which generates the electrophile Cl plus chloronium ion. Okay, then 87, more options are there. Benzene with chlorine. This is basically formation of BHC. Benzene hexachloride. That's a free radical reaction. Okay. And last one, benzyl alcohol plus HCl giving me benzyl chloride. OH is substituted by Cl. So that is nucleophilic substitution. All right. Then 87th, phthalic acid plus ammonia. The word to catch, strong heating. Phthalic acid plus ammonia, ammonium phthalate. Ammonium phthalate on heating, phthalamide, which on further heating loses ammonia to give you phthalimide. So that's nothing but over there, B Bombay. So that's phthalimide. 87 is B Bombay there. Look at that. I've given the just the whole idea to you, how it is. Okay, 87 is B. Then 88. Now look at that kinetics, such an easy question. Rate law expression. What will be the rate law if you observe here? Nitrogen is 1 mole. So this will be basically over here. Here if I have to do, nitrogen will be minus D of nitrogen upon dt will be equal to minus 1/3 D of hydrogen upon dt, which is equal to plus half D of ammonia by dt, because the rate law has to be compared with any 1 mole. So when 1 mole of nitrogen disappears, 3 moles of hydrogen appears. So with respect to 3, change in any one will be 1/3. And same way 2 moles of ammonia appear. So rating change out of 2, any one, that will be written as half there. That's the part. So this 88, if you observe, it's a direct one over there. Minus D of nitrogen is half D of ammonia. So that's going to be C over there. So 88 option, if you observe, that option is C there. Clear? Then comes last 2 questions there. Correct electronic configurations of K4FeCN6 on the crystal field theory. Now looking at it very fast, Fe is in +2 state. Cyanide is a strong field ligand, so it will pair up. So Fe is 26, 4s2, 3d6. Fe2 plus will be only 3d6. All 6 will get paired up. So if they get paired up in the low energy level, it will be T26, T2G6, Eg0 there. Somewhat like this. Look at that. That's how the pairing part is. T2G of low energy level and Eg of high energy level. Lower is dxy, yz, and dxz. And dx square minus y square and dz square is of high energy level. Okay, so that's 89B. And last one we have the method used to remove temporary hardness. Now, temporary hardness is by Clark's method. There are 2 ways to remove temporary hardness. One is by boiling it, and the second one is Clark's method over there. So 90th, that's gonna be B Bombay over there. Okay.